Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Cyber Magician back again with you with Dungeons and Dragons Online, and we're going to look through the changes that have happened since update 51. Well, as you know, recently they decided to change the way Epic Destinies are done, and they wanted to convert it to the old system where you had to earn experience points, a maximum of 6 million in each one of the spheres. As you became proficient with one epic destiny, you were able to select the two it connected to. So it allowed you to branch out and learn the martial art one, the arcane, the epic destinies that you wanted. So what they've done now is they've changed it to look like the same as you did with your enhancements and your race. So we are able to go through, as you can see here on the screen, the ones I've chosen, which is the Archmage, the Eldritch Knight, and the Harper Agent. So this is what they decided to make the Epic Destinies look like. So these are the ones that I've chosen. And these are based on how I play the character. So I looked through and I see what could benefit me the most. So I did a little bit of looking into it and I tried various combinations. So the reason why I chose these specific ones is that it boosts up my magical power. And when I say boost up, I do really mean that. So let's take a look here. So these are my current numbers for spell power, spell critical, and spell critical multipliers. Now you can see where fire is sitting at 583. Acid is in the 390s, and same with the other elementals. Light, 407. So, generally speaking, that's pretty good. And spell critical chance for everything is around 24%, down to 18 for some of them, and 6 for course for poison. Don't really use that. But we have fire at 24, electric is 34, force is 32. And then below you could see the critical multipliers as high as 25 for fire. And what these have done here is make, I guess, this character, Charles, more proficient in what he does. And the biggest change that I found on this is the Draconian Incarnation, and that's where we use the Attune the Arcane, which is the Draconian Destiny Mantle, which I have active. And then the Dragon Breath. The Dragon Breath used to be able to turn around and you would spray out a Dragon Breath as normal. But with the modifier now, you can attune it so it now grants 100. It doesn't breathe out as a fire cone anymore. It's centered on you, but it does 3 ticks of information. You can also use the other ones to enhance your spell power. So I focused on Red Dragon. So we have 5% less spell point costs, and then they're 5% here. So my spells cost 10% less. But with these, we have improved maximize, so it costs 9 less spell points, and if I use enlarge, it's 4. So when you look at the base amount, as this one will pop up, base amount's 25, cost is 39. So that's the difference between with all the bonuses negative applied. However, you can get some that go the other way. And I'm just trying to look for it now. So it has, like, this one here is good. Incendiary Cloud. Base is 45% spell points, and the cost total is now 47. 2 spell points. And I do have Maximize, Enlarge, Intensify, Heighten, and Extend. All active. Each one adding spell points, but it's only 2. So let's take a look here. Base is 40, and spell point cost is 41. So that's what the main difference is here, is that it's going to allow me to save a lot of my spell points for using more spells. A Finger of Death, base is 40, and I'm at 35, so minus 5 on that. So that's pretty cool. So when you look at the Epic Destinies, you're now able to choose 3 Epic Destinies and use your points in each one of the Destinies. So I've got 55 points. The base is 41, and I have 15 permanent Destiny points. because by the time that they decided to make this change, as you can see from my cloak, I had already completed all the Epic Destinies and had Epic Destinies enhancements already. So those are all done. So down here on my right, you can see here where I have the Arcane Clarity. I did that twice. I've got one for the Martial Powers Life, one for the skill, two for the skill one, and one more for fast healing, and the Thieving Scoundrel, and the Shadowcar. So I've done all those. So the agent run said, okay, we're going to give you some permanent Destiny points, a couple extra, and I got them. So this is the way I split it up for my 55 points. 36 points into Draconian, 8 points into Magnus of the Eclipse, and I'll explain why, and Exalted Angel. So over here in Magnus of the Eclipse, we have Touched by the Moon, so it gives me spell points and power. This one, Moon Lance, when you click on it, you're able to choose two different ones. And then we have Impregnable Mind, so +6 to will saving throws. We have the Cold Light of the Moon, which is a really cool spell, by the way. And then I can call upon a Living Meteor Swarm. So they've all added to my capabilities. Over here on the Angel one, it's Magical Training Feat, Spell Points, Positive Spell Fire. Pool of Spell Points is an extra 10%, and then I have a Leap of Faith. Here we have 15 Light and Fire Resistance, 5% Absorption for the same two. Magic Resistance rating, Pillar of Fire, that's really cool. And the Savings Grace, addition to saving throws. So what that's all done is it's allowed me to gain a lot more power and spell points for me to use. My stats really didn't change that much. I'm still able to, as you can see here, double strike, double shot, and melee speed is pretty good. My power, still not the greatest because I'm a wizard. And my magic resistance rating and my physical resistance rating. My fire resistance is 78, which is really good. So what does it really mean to me? Well, what it means is I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before.
We're going where to do what?
So we're going to go into White Plume Mountain, and we're going to do it on hard and see what we do.
The Gatekeeper's portal takes you to the bottom of a collapsed staircase somewhere deep underground.
So here we are inside,
At the foot of the stairs,
and of course I bring up my
greets
hirelings.
you with an empty stare.
Even my hirelings have got extra benefits from this. And you can see it's the first time I'm using it, so they have a tendency to stack on top of each other. So I bring up our information panel. Bring them up vertically, and we'll stack them here on the left-hand side like I like to do. And lock those in place. And we'll set them to active. And I'll cast spells on myself. Now we take a look at it, and we have these have increased slightly. My spell resistance is 29, fortification is low at 115, but it works. No real changes to here. A little bit, 599 for fire, and the remaining ones around 400. So we're all set to go. Now we've done the White Plume Mountain on normal a few times and sold it. So
to the east lies a room filled with treasure. Inside, you can see the codex page sitting on a pedestal.
Work too well.
But access to the treasure chamber is blocked behind 3 magical seals. Each seal bears the symbol of a weapon. A sword,
yes, the answer is
a
the
hammer, and a trident.
So we'll carry on.
A regal creature waits for you in the water here. It meets your gaze with eyes filled with both sadness and wisdom. And Greetings,
You can see the damage I did with that spell. And that's only from a fireball.
The Sphinx clears her throat and begins her challenge in a solemn tone. My challenge is a riddle.
Get rid of my
Answer true and you may pass. Answer wrong, and your life.
Once you take your armor across, you're able to pass through
Now,
here without getting
hearken to
zapped.
me. I begin. Round she is, yet flat as board. Altar
can put
of
the
the
armor back on.
lupine lords. Jewel
So our
on
class
black
is
velvet,
121.
pearl in the sea. Unchanged,
So now it jumps to
but
135.
ever-changing
So that's not
eternity.
bad for a wizard.
Correct, nods the Sphinx. The barrier blocking your way fades in a shimmer of light, and your adventure continues. This passage is framed in metal. There's a and it's unclear. It's hard to say how strong the current
And they're down. So let's bring up our reuse form. Thank you very much. And next group. So I just bring up this. This is my log of what I'm doing. And so I hit Right Morning Lord for 9,000 damage. Hit the other one for 8,700 damage. So those are pretty good numbers. And that's what that Dragon Breath will do now. And it can even get higher. So the damage that I'm dealing out is in the thousands. It's not hundreds anymore. And even on hard, it seems to be working really well. So
a narrow, winding path leads over a drop into beds of spikes and whirling blades. The path seems to be slick, almost frictionless. A dangerous
I'm not worried about my
walk
hirelings or anything
indeed.
like that. They can play around, do what they want to do. I'm just concentrating on going through this. And I've fallen off a few times and had to go down there, but it's no real big deal. So down through here. Make this a quick run. Yes, we found something here. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. So this is where the leap of faith comes in. Oh, we are over everything. And done. So before I do that, let's do a quick search. And there it is. Disarm it. Part rogue. 2 levels. Works real good.
To your surprise, a mouth carved into the stone wall announces your presence in a booming voice.
And so fell your brave adventuring companions
doing?
far too soon.
What the hell are we doing? He's fighting the crayfish. Why did he stop and fight the crayfish? That's dumb. Anyways. Let's attack him.
The halfling's grin grows, and then But his body twists and grows, revealing the towering form of an ogre magi. Still grinning, but with much sharper teeth.
So down already. Wait for him to reappear. Put haste down. No, I beat him already. That was that quick. I was waiting for him to reappear.
As you touch the crest, it fades
Nothing like
away.
a well-deserved
You
rest.
hear a bell chime in the distance. You are one step closer to your objective.
So we'll drop him. No, it won't let us. Okay. So there's the first one done already. So we'll move on to the second. So what we're finding out is that the spell damage that we're doing is greatly increased now.
As you enter the room,
So again,
two
same thing
green
here.
and feminine forms emerge from the
4
water
and
with
6,000.
a splash.
Done. Spell point cost is very low. $4,000 for that one. That did a huge amount of damage. And that's where we're finding out the changes have come into effect. Is right there. 8,000 damage for him. 5,000 there. He is ridiculously strong.
This strange spinning tunnel is slick to the touch and smells of oil. A running jump at the start might be required to get through.
10,000 and 4,000. So just move through here. We'll and there's 7,000. That's one down. There's another 4,000.
And
There's
still
another
found
4,000.
your brave adventuring companion far too soon.
So grab him. So that's what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot more damage nowadays than you used to do with your spells. So it's come in handy. And as you can see from what I'm doing here, that it is enhanced everything. It's really strange. You're using the same ones as before, but you weren't able to pick from different destinies, so you weren't able to enhance it as much as you could. But now you can. So the Epic Destinies you use will select and increase your spell power by a great deal. It'll allow you to use less spells, or more spells I should say. Your spell point cost goes down too. So all through that, and now we're going to go down here and take on...
Pulsing magical barriers hold the boiling water of the mountain at bay. The enchanted walls pulse and sway with the water currents. The walls don't look very sturdy, so best be careful near them.
Once again, 135. And I can't use... So already...
I hope they get better.
So there we're heading. There's 4,000 there. There's no 2,000. And this is soloing on hard.
The crab falls over dead with a mighty crash. There's a low hum and the barriers shimmer with energy. The tears in them close, and the water begins to drain from the chamber. As the water recedes, you notice a crest marked with a trident toward the back of the chamber.
I'll heal everybody up.
Nothing like a well-deserved rest.
Get our rewards. Done, thank you.
Another crest claimed. Only one
Alright, number
left
3.
to go.
I think this will be the fastest one for the 3 of them. Because it's going to be based on that.
Bright green slime
So the
covers the
slime-
floor here. Something about it gives you a bad feeling.
Now where is... Oh, there it is. And passed over by it. $8,000 for him, 9,000 for the other guy. They're all dead. Nice and quick. And slime. Putting 2,000 on that one. He's dead too.
Eight silvery glass spheres hang inside this room. Try as you might, you can't see what's inside the spheres. A well-placed blow changed them. A silver key falls from the broken sphere, splashes down into the water.
And scope. There's 2,000 there. 10,000 there. I mean, this one here is a lava spell that does 4,000 damage. It's a ridiculous amount. So those two are dead. And we got a staff here, and there's our key. Carry on. We'll go fight the wraith. Or the vampire, I should say. And he's dead.
This mechanical door has a keyhole mounted in the stone floor in front of it.
And option number
A
9,
set
please.
of 5 patchwork creatures regard you impassively, each branded with a glowing number. One of them
Thank you very
begins
much.
to speak. If you can pick it out, it will serve you, and the others will allow passage. pick wrong, and they will kill you. You have 1 minute.
So as you can see, not really having a big problem with this. We're still looking at 81,000 experience points, mind you. This is the other part that's changed. At level 30 is now you don't need the experience points anymore. You're level 30, you're maxed out. And you don't need it for your Epic Destinies because they're all full when you select them. So, no, you don't need to get more experience. So at this point, I am not here for experience points. I'm here to complete the quest and get the rewards. That's it, because I don't need any more experience points. I don't need to get the Epic Destinies. As you go from level 20 to 30, your experience points that you get go into your Epic Destinies and gradually unlocks each tier. And that's the other main change that's happened, is that when you go into your Destinies, you may get 10 or 12 to start with, I think, and then as you go up in levels, it opened up each successive tier so that you can use them and gain them. So when you open it up, you may only be able to use the first 2 levels of your Epic Destinies, and you can still use all 3 that you can select. And then as you go up in levels 26, 28, and 30, it unlocks the rest of them. And you can apply more points then. So that's kind of important. Maybe should have touched that on earlier, but whatever. So now we're going to go into the Undead, of course.
An unnatural darkness fills the room
Let's
ahead.
make sure I got all my
No
spells
light is
running.
able to penetrate. You feel certain that something deadly awaits you in the blackness.
Alright, in for the vampire.
As the darkness engulfs you, a voice whispers in your ear. Thank you for coming, traveler.
You're welcome. Glad to
You
be here.
are twisted and brave, if not foolish.
Now I'm going to add my spell powers. And there's me. Proved ruin, 20,000 damage. Just like that. And he is done.
You spy a crest marked with the symbol of a hammer in one corner of the room.
That is the most damage
That's the
I've ever
last
done.
crest. Time to return to the
20,000.
treasure room and claim your rewards.
So we'll just finish this off.
Oh, open it quick.
And now the final fight. So as you've seen, that was pretty epic.
A voice echoes through the
20,000.
stone passage.
Let's go here.
Not thinking of leaving, are you?
Let's go
You've
to
been so
power,
very
blah, 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 blah.
entertaining.
Scarecrow.
I just couldn't think of letting you
700.
go, especially with those little items of mine.
Doesn't seem to want me to find it. What was that? 58 points. No, that's not it. Definitely not it. Heal, blah, 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 blah. You killed Shadow. Okay. Crit Wildfire's greater effect. There's 1,000 for Shadow. 2,000. Cast Moonlight 300, so it's just about here. 900, you hit Shadow for low spell points, and misses you. There it is. You hit 17,972 points. That is nuts. So that shows you the kind of damage you can actually do with the new setup. So in my bio, I'm going to add that in here. And you can see where you hit Old Man Cargo for 23,855 damage in one spell. That's crazy stuff.
And since you've eliminated all their guardians, why, you simply have to stay to take their places.
So they're immune to fire, which doesn't help a lot. But I have other spells anyway, so. Yeah, they died. And you can see even the damage here that I'm doing with the sword is pretty good. It's not as good as the other one, but it's still pretty good. There, I got you down here. Let's change this to damage. So we added that. Okay. It's a little immune to cold damage. Let's go acid. That's better. Total time. And this tell me. You're supposed to tell me how long it took. Oh, there. There's 81,000. So get my rewards. Check
One of the
coins.
wizard's magic mouths confirms your victory as you enter the treasure chamber.
Well,
We're going where to do what?
Yeah,
That sounds
so
amazing!
111,787.
I'm forced to
That's
admit
not bad.
that you've earned the spoils, though I confess.
And that's my
there's
reward and
something
rewards.
to be
So
said for the occasional.
that's pretty crappy. Let's try again.
It makes my next victory taste so much
Still pretty crappy.
sweeter.
So finish out. We're done. So this gives you an idea of some of the spell points that you can do. I did 20,000 there, constantly doing 6,000 and 8,000 damage now. So it's a pretty increase. So I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. And by using my other guys to go through, I also found out that a lot of the stuff is coded towards magic users being able to increase their spell power, which is fine.
I can't believe we did
Issues
it!
with that, but I wish they would enhance it a little more with the other parts. So when you go in, I'm going to log off Charles. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. And we'll take a look at another one. So your main ones that you use, they're going to be, for instance, in my case, the magic user, which is Charles. Then we have Dracos the Bard, Ebenezer, Alchemist. Down the bottom we have Sargoth Huntsman. So I looked through him, and I looked through the Epic Destinies with him, and here the changes were a little more subtle. And I looked at his listing here for his enhancements, and Stalwart Defender and Kensai Vanguard, because he's strictly a fighter. He's nothing else, just plain ordinary down-to-dirt fighter. And I looked at his strength, and boy, his strength is a little low. So if I do the enhancements, it brings up to 68, and that brings it to 76 with a 70 con. So that's pretty good. He's got decent hit points. Fortification is nice and high, but there's his armor class, 214. And that's not bad at all. So when I looked at him, I said, okay, this is what he gets. And again, he's the Cloak of Destiny, so he has that. And we'll take a look at the Epic Destinies now. So in the Epic Destinies for him, I did the same type of thing. First off, I looked at was the Draconian Incarnation to give him that spell power for his flames and stuff like that. But then I looked at, okay, so he's basically a fighter, he doesn't have any spell power. Because you look over here, and it's 150 for fire. It's just, yeah, yay. So I added a legendary dreadnought and a unyielding sentinel, and that gave me some healing. It increased my armor class. It gave me my damage and ghost touch. So I'm now looking at the melee power, which is 164 and range is 136, along with the double strike is 41%, double shot 34%, and I attack at 15% faster. So that's pretty good. I mean, this fortitude saving throw is pretty nice too, 78. So with this in mind, this is him without any spell power. So nobody's cast any spells on it to make him even stronger or make him even better. And when you look at what he's got and what he was given there in that listing, it's pretty good. So with the increase of armor class, his attack speed, his double shot, all that taken into account, he can strike pretty hard. 4 swings and he's down. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? I mean, the first strike there was 2,000. So that's boosted. 900, there's 1,000, and there's 1,100. And that's just with a Kopesh. So again, there's a fire strike. Now there's 1,000. So it's pretty good. So if we go to a two-handed sword,
Get out there and finish the job, soldier.
first thing does swoop miss, and done. So it works out. So when you look at your Epic Destinies, you can choose from 3 of them. They have drop-down menus here when you go to select, and you can choose the 3 that you want. So that's a quick rundown of the Epic Destinies, and giving to show you what the increase in spell power and armor class and bonuses that you get now. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again. Hope you have a good game.